Okay na, sige, sige. All right, sorry about that. Ulitin ko na lang yung kung saan nag-ano. Okay, yeah, so for the demographics of our students, we have the youngest at 16 years old and the oldest is at 59 years old. Meaning to say that we are not having discrimination for our students. So even if you're a matured one, about even the mga 40 plus, you can still apply and being a student for UCW. Okay. So we got accreditations and membership, most especially here at the British Columbia Education Quality Assurance, meaning to say that we are a legitimate school that could offer our programs for our international students. Okay. All right, so we have flexible intakes. We got 4 intakes per year. So pag sinabi natin intakes, ito yung start of classes. Okay, so we have for October, January, April, and July. So in the next 2 months, we will be having our January intake. So if you will be applying now, we could accommodate you for our April and July intakes. Okay? We have proven employability that 100% ng aming MBA graduates can find employment within 6 months of graduation, especially now that the economy is opening up, especially in Canada. In 6 months, 100% na graduate namin, kakakuha ng trabaho. In 3 months, around 95%. And in 1 month, it's about 91%. So mataas yung ating employability. You can have our classes both online and on campus, but we already started our face-to-face classes. So it's very much exciting. It's been a year or almost 2 years na rin naman na hindi tayo nakapag face-to-face. And that's the good thing about Canada is everyone, hindi sila nagsara ng border and they are accepting international students. We give financial supports for international students. So that is yung scholarships that we are giving, which I'll just explain later on. Yung faculties natin, they are not just pure academicians, but they got real-world experience because they are marketing managers, some are even vice presidents, so that they could kung ano yung tinuturo nila is from what they are experiencing outside or which is in the industry. Eligible tayo for PGWP, which is yung postgraduate work permit, meaning to say that once you finish up your program, you can stay in Canada and work for 2 to 3 years full time. And then of course, faster completion ng ating program, you can finish it up earlier than expected. Okay. Kung let's say that the program is for 2 years, you can finish this up for 1.5 years. The shorter the duration, of course, it's the less gastos, less expenses. That is very much economical and ideal for our students. Okay? Well, we provide student support free of charge. Yun nga, meron tayong mga student advisor that could be helping you. Okay? And then small class sizes, even before pandemic, our students inside the classroom, accommodate about 15 to 20. So hindi kayo siksikan doon. And then it's a very, very nice, and it's going to be convenient and comfortable for you. And then yung attention nyo with the professors, hindi siya magugulo. And then alam ng professor din kung pumapasok ka pa o hindi. All right? We got 2 campus with good prime location. Nandun siya mismo sa heart of the downtown area ng Vancouver. So it's very convenient for you. It's near the bus station, the train station, and almost all amenities such as drugstores, convenience stores, restaurants, and cafes. May mga transfer credit tayo for those students who had bachelor's degree na dito or did not finish it up. That will be depending naman kung ano yung mga subjects and yung grades that could be credited. Okay? And then yes, diversity. We got students from 90 plus countries. So, but there are also now a lot of Filipinos studying there. So, kakaroon kayo ng community and that we could also help each other out. So, you don't feel alienated too. Okay. All right. So, we have the LI list. So, it means that we're a legitimate school there. And then a refund guarantee for our international students. The refund actually is in the event na hopefully hindi mangyari na refuse ang iyong visa, we will be refunding your initial tuition fee deposit minus some admin fees. Okay, and then of course, as I mentioned before, we got a post-graduation work permit that you could be eligible afterwards of your study. So the main programs natin, ano ha? Sinabi nating programs, ito yung mga courses natin. So we got the undergraduate, graduate program, and the preparatory programs. Okay, so yung undergraduate programs natin, this is much more suitable for the K-12 o yung mga bagong graduate ng high school. So we got the Associate of Arts, Bachelor of Commerce, and the Bachelor of Arts in Business Communication now. We also have this graduate program that is much more popular for those students who already have the bachelor's degree. And this much more I am putting emphasis on pagdating doon sa ating mga applicants. Okay? Kasi mas bagay sa kanila and mas suitable sa kanila to take up itong graduate program natin. Now, just to explain yung undergraduate program natin, we have the Bachelor of Commerce and the Bachelor of Arts in Business Communication. So both program is a 4-year degree program. They focuses on business. Okay, so we have for the Bachelor of Commerce, it focuses on accounting and business communication, and it could prepare you for a successful career in business or in management. Okay. Yung Bachelor of Arts natin, it's somehow a combination of business and communication arts. So both are for 4 years, and that also are eligible for PGWP. Now, if you already have a bachelor's degree from the Philippines, I would highly encourage you just to take up yung master's degree instead of taking up the bachelor's degree, kasi it's much more longer, no? And then it's just like a duplicate degree, ano? Tsaka hirap na naman, graduate ka na ng 4 years dito, mag-aaral ka uli ng 4 years, medyo nakakainip at mas magastos. Okay? It's much more better if you take up yung aming Masters in Business Administration program. Okay? So, bakit nga ba? No? Kasi first of all, it's just for 2 years, but you can finish it up only for 1.5 years. You're still eligible for up to 2 to 3 years of PGWP after you finish up your program. There is no age limit. You also have a logical progression, meaning to say that kung graduate ka na ng bachelor's program, mas maganda if you will take up yung mas mataas na level of education, which is yung Master's in Business Administration. It will also give you a lesser risk when you apply for visa. Kasi nga, especially if you're a matured student, because you're taking up a higher level of education. If you also take up the master's program, you would be much more qualified to take up yung a higher position when you're taking up your PGWP or pag mag-work ka na. No? So of course, if you have this kind of degree, you're qualified to be a manager or in a supervisory level if you're going to apply for a job. And of course, it's going to give you much more competence in your skills if you take up the master's program. So ano ba yung requirements natin to take up yung master's program, ano, o yung graduate program or MBA? Okay, first you need to have a bachelor's degree from a recognized school, college, or university with a cumulative GPA of 3 out of 4.33 or equivalent. So the second one is that have one of the following. Number 2 and number 3, I'm not gonna explain this anymore because we are not requiring this, okay? Or not strictly requiring this. So let's dwell on number 4 and number 5. So you should have a bachelor's degree in business administration or commerce or equivalent, or have a minimum 3 years documented professional or management experience. So how does it work? Okay, so let's have some examples. Let's say si student A graduated with this GPA and have a bachelor's degree in business administration, commerce, or equivalent. Then pwede siya mag-apply for our MBA program. Okay, now let's say student B. Graduate siya ng pharmacy pero naging manager or area manager siya for 3 years. Then qualified siya for our master's program. Okay, now let's say si student C graduated from education tapos naging teacher siya and then wala siyang background in business or managerial experience. Tutusin, hindi siya qualified, but we're not going to reject that student, but we will be adding what we call the MBA Foundation Program. Okay, so yung MBA Foundation Program is an additional 3-month program that would be given to students who did not qualify for the direct entry ng MBA natin. Ano? So para siyang pre-masters kasi wala siyang background in business or any managerial position. Kumbaga, you came from a different competency. So kaya bibigyan lang siya ng parang pre-masters natin. Okay. Now, if the student feel or believes himself that he is qualified for the MBA direct program, pwede naman tayo mag-file ng appeal para mapasok siya for the direct program. That will be coming afterwards na lang ano, pag nag-apply na kayo kala Sir Apple. Ano, pag meron na tayong offer letter. Okay. Now, we give student support or services such as itong mga academic advising, peer-to-peer program, career development center, kasi meron tayong mga international student advisors. So, para madali kayo makapag-adjust, okay, when you will be studying or living there in Vancouver. Especially we give student orientation before we start our intakes. And then, some are we also have these communities, or especially for Filipino communities in UCW, that could be helping each other. Okay. So we also give scholarship for international students, most especially here itong Southeast Asia Regional Grant. Tubad nga lang, magbabawas sa tayo, ano ah? So yung ating Southeast Asia Regional Grant, this is an automatic scholarship that we give for international students. So there's no need for you to apply. So once na nag-apply kayo with UCW, ibibigay na namin kagad itong Southeast Asia Regional Grant. So when you apply for our MBA program, we will be deducting 7,000 Canadian dollars in your tuition fee. Okay. All right. So we also have this career development center that will be assisting you in how to make your resumes and cover letters, making some networking or volunteer opportunities, may mga job fair and things like that. Okay, kasi while you're studying in Canada or in UCW, you're eligible to work 20 hours per week while you're studying and 40 hours during term break. Okay, so and when you finish up your program, you are eligible up to 3 years of postgraduate work permit. So there's a lot of opportunities na, no, even while you are studying. Okay. So just to showcase yung ating lugar, yung Vancouver. Okay. So it's well, they say that Canada now is #1 in work destination in the world. Vancouver is one of the world's most sustainable cities, and it's one of the top 10 most livable cities in the world. Okay. One thing that I would like about Vancouver, it's yung kanilang climate. Although that they are in Canada, nasa northern hemisphere, ano, nasa taas pa nga na US yan. But what I can say about Vancouver is hindi siya ganun kalamig compared to other cities of Canada. Okay, so it's very conducive and very nice for us, you know, especially when we came from tropical countries. Okay, so just to show some outdoors of Vancouver area. Okay, meron siyang snow din dyan, meron siyang mountain regions at which you can do some hiking, and of course may mga beachfront. Beaches that you can swim during summer. Okay, so kahit na nasa Canada ka, no, kahit malamig doon. Pagdating kasi ng July and summer season, you can see some Canadians having a dip in the beachfront. All right, so just to show some caricature map of UCW, of Vancouver downtown area, you can see some of the landmarks here or some tourist spots such as Stanley Park, okay, which you can go biking or jogging there. Itong Rogers Arena, this is the home of the Vancouver Canucks. Kasi #1 sport nila dun yung hockey, you know. So if you want to watch some hockey games, that's there in the Rogers Arena. Itong Science World, if you Google Vancouver, parang ito madalas yung makikita. Parang golf ball na to. And then yung kanina nga sabi ko, ano, during summer, you can take a swim, especially here at English Bay. Okay. All right, so this is the downtown area. Malapit tayo sa Vancouver Art Gallery. We got the Westminster campus and the other one, itong Vancouver House campus, yung bago nating campus. Ano, so in Westminster campus, it's the heart of the downtown area. We also got good amenities here. Actually, tapat na itong mall eh, kung tatandaan ko. And then yung bago nating campus, which is yung Vancouver House, it's actually near Granville Island, malapit ito sa Tulay. It's a state-of-the-art campus in which that the students will enjoy. We started our classes here itong October intake na. No? So it's very much exciting. Okay? Some of the testimonials from the students all over the world, maybe next presentation I'll put some Filipino students here, but you can also see in YouTube, may mga testimonials na yung mga Filipino students natin. All right, so what do we need for admissions? Ano sasabihin nyo kala Sir Apple? First yung application form. I think nakala Sir Apple yung i-upload na lang nila. Your academic transcript and certificate. Yung TOR nyo and then your diploma from college. Your CV or your resume and then the copy of your passport. And then itong English proficiency test natin, you can submit IELTS with 6.5 with no less than 6.0. But for Filipino students, you can just submit a certificate of English as a medium of communications from your employer, okay? Not from the school where you graduated from. Okay? Kasi if you're applying for our MBA program, we check yung sa inyong professional background. So you just go to your HR and ask for a certificate that you're using English as a medium of communication in the workplace. And I think it's also easy to ask for that. So for our tuition fee, this will be subjected for a tuition fee increase for July intake. So ngayon, mag-grandfather yan. So, but as of now, for year 1 is 21,060 and for year 2 is 14,040. So that will be around 35,100. And then i-deduct nyo yung 7,000 na Southeast Asia Regional Grant. So you still have around 26, if I'm not mistaken, 26 or 27,000. So more or less that will be around 5,000 plus per term. Okay, so you only got 5 terms to study the MBA program. So that's around 5,000 or 6,000 per term. Initial tuition fee deposit is 3,000 Canadian dollars. It's supposed to be 7,900. But we lowered it down to 3,000 Canadian dollars for you to have the LOA. Pag may LOA na kayo, that's the time that you can apply for your visa. So once you get your visa approved, that's the only time you need to pay the balance of 4,900. Pero pagdating nyo na dun sa Canada. Okay? So yeah, that's it for my presentation. I'm giving back the virtual mic to Sir Apple. All right.
Thank you, Sir Alex. All right, we are now open for your questions. We are also live on our Facebook page. For those who are watching us live on our Facebook page, you may post your questions through the comment section. And for those who are inside the Zoom room, you may simply click the Q&A button and type in your questions and we will be happy to answer them. All right, do we have questions now? Let me check. Okay, Sir Alex, I think this question is for you. Interested sa Associate of Arts, acceptable daw ba yung grade 10 graduate, all curriculum, hindi nag-college, so pwede ba siyang matanggap sa Associate of Arts? Sir Alex? Nawala si Sir Alex. Just a minute. Can you hear me, Sir Alex? I think we've lost Sir Alex. Okay, So we'll move to other questions. Hintayin nating makabalik si Sir Alex. Okay. Any course available, high school graduate, pwede ba ako mag-apply ng student visa? Yung sa question ni Sir Mark, yes, for student visa application, hindi kailangan na graduate ka ng college dito sa Philippines. Ang ideal is graduate ka ng grade 12 or nakatapos ka ng bachelor's degree, pero merong schools na tinatanggap kahit yung high school graduate, old curriculum, na hindi nakatungtong ng college or hindi natapos yung course niya ng college, may mga school na tinatanggap naman. And that is actually the question, yung first question, kung tinatanggap ng University Canada West yung grade 10 graduates for the Associate of Arts program. Kaya lang medyo nagkakaroon ng technical difficulty. Hintayin natin si Sir Alex for that question. But Sir Mark, to answer your question, yes. For student visa application, simple lang naman yung eligibility requirement. In fact, walang limit sa edad, walang age limit. Meron kami student, 51-year-old, na-approve yung student visa and permanent resident na rin. Ang pinaka-main requirement dyan is yung financial requirements. So you need to be able to convince the visa officer that you have the funds to cover at least 1 year tuition and 1 year living expenses. Yung 1 year living expenses, it's depende kung ilan kayong aalis. Kung single, that is around 10,000 Canadian dollars. Kung may kasama kang dependent, your spouse for example, you need to add $4,000. And kung may kasamang anak, additional $3,000 each. That would mean kung single ka, 10,000 yung living expenses allowance mo, that pretty much covers your accommodation, food, transportation, and other incidental expenses during your stay sa Canada for at least 1 year. But if you're married with 2 kids at isasama mo sila sa Canada, you need to prepare 20,000 Canadian dollars for your living expenses allowance. And for tuition, that's an average of $15,000 for 1 year. So that's 20 plus 15, that's $35,000. Right? So bear in mind that one of the common reasons why an application for student visa is being refused is because of the failure to convince the visa officer that you have the financial capacity. Right? While UCW accepts a minimum 3,000 deposit to get the letter of acceptance, we highly suggest that you pay in advance the 1 year tuition because the goal is to convince the visa officer that you have the funds. Right? We also encourage applicants to open a GIC account, the Guaranteed Investment Certificate account. Simply put, instead of showing through your local bank certificate that you have $10,000 at least, pwede mo nang i-deposit yung $10,000 na yon sa bank account mo sa Canada. So if you do that, tumataas yung chances ng approval. That is because kung bayad mo na yung 1 year tuition and meron ka ng bank account sa Canada, medyo lamang na yon compared doon sa meron ka lang letter of support or may bank certificate. So medyo pwedeng hindi ka na pagdudahan kung may pera ka ba talaga o wala. Kasi in the first place, nandoon na nga sa Canada yung pera mo. Alright? So yung other part ng question, hintayin natin si Sir Alex kapag okay na yung kanyang audio. Alright? Thank you. Alright, there's another question. Is the scholarship of particular school applicable to all programs or to only one? All right. In the case of UCW, they are offering automatic 7,000 Canadian dollars discount for all applicants from Southeast Asia. So that is automatic. But that program doesn't apply to other school. So iba't ibang school, iba't iba yung kanilang mga grants or mga scholarship programs. May mga schools na kapag mataas yung IELTS mo, may extra 2,000 discount ka, things like that. Right? So for UCW, automatic, as long as galing ka sa Southeast Asia, meron kang automatic na 7,000 na discount from your tuition. Alright? Do you have more questions?
Okay na yata yung audio ko, no, sir?
Yes, welcome back, Sir Alex. So may pending,
Okay.
may pending question for you. Ano nga ba yung question? For the Associate of Arts, kasi ang Associate of Arts na program ng UCW is also eligible sa post-graduation work permit. So the question is, yung graduate ba ng old curriculum, meaning naka-grade 10 lang, pero hindi nakatapos ng college or hindi nag-college mismo, pero gusto ngayong kumuha ng Associate of Arts, pwede ba siya doon sa program?
Hindi. Dapat din kasi fresh grad ka from our K to 12. So pag nagkaroon ka na ng doon ka na sa bachelor's degree. So pagdating doon, hindi siya makapasok for the Associate of Arts.
Okay, that's clear. So for grade 12 graduates, actually, ideal yung Associate of Arts program sa mga grade 12 graduates kasi logical progression siya. Alright, and ang kagandahan nun is PGWP eligible siya. Pagka-graduate mo ng Associate of Arts, may 3 years kang post-graduation work permit, gain 1 year experience, apply ka ng PR. Once PR ka na, pwede mo na i-continue yung bachelor degree mo at a lower tuition rate kasi permanent resident ka na. Usually, that is the pathway na ginagawa ng mga grade 12 students. Alright, so Sir Alex, may another question. Nag-o-offer ba ang UCW ng school residence? Meron ba?
We don't have in-house residences, but it's actually easy to find naman accommodation in Vancouver. So and my suggestion is much more cheaper or it's much more economical if you would be living far dun sa mga suburb area, not compared to the downtown area.
Yeah, mas mura kung around the Metro Vancouver, around doon sa sa Richmond. Kaya pa Richmond, malapit lang naman. Or
kaya pa kung dito nga kaya niyong mag-travel ng more than 2 hours of traffic doon kasi mabilis naman 30 minutes doon ka na kagad sa Vancouver area.
Medyo costly kasi doon sa downtown. Kaya most of our clients actually hindi talaga sa downtown nakatira. Alright, so here's another question. Madali bang maging permanent resident sa Vancouver? Okay, I think this is for me. Alright, so isa sa pinakamadali maging permanent resident sa British Columbia actually because of the British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program. But I'd say anywhere in Canada, as long as you are international student graduate, and meron kang PGWP na 3 years, all you need to have is 1 year eligible Canadian work experience and pwede ka nang mag-apply ng permanent residence. Ang isang scenario na pwedeng mangyari, katulad ng isang client namin sa UCW, yung wife niya ay nag-aaral, tumuko ng MBA, yung asawa niya ay manager ngayon, I think, sa McDonald's. So, nag-a-apply na sila ngayon ng permanent residence dahil doon sa work experience ng kanyang husband. So may advantage kung meron kang partner na kasama na pupunta sa Canada with an open work permit. Mas magiging mabilis yung application ng permanent residence. But yes, madaling maging permanent residence sa British Columbia. Meron silang provincial nominee program for entry-level skilled workers. Meron akong client sa Vancouver, nurse yung wife. Tapos yung husband niya ay nakakuha ng trabaho as general laborer sa isang food manufacturing business. Naging permanent resident sila hindi dahil dun sa nurse. Naging permanent resident sila dahil dun sa husband na nagkaroon ng permanent na trabaho as general laborer dun sa isang food manufacturing business. Nagkataon na sa British Columbia ay in demand yung occupation na yon and priority sila sa provincial nominee program. Sa ibang province, hindi possible yon. No? Iba't ibang province, iba't iba yung kanilang provincial nominee program. But yes, relatively madaling maging permanent resident sa British Columbia, where Vancouver and University Canada West is. Right? Okay, here's another question. IELTS, na-discuss ba ito kanina? Kung mandatory ba yung IELTS?
Yeah, somehow it's waived yung IELTS natin. They just need to submit a certificate of English as a medium of communication from their employers. So, yun yung substitute nyo, no, for the IELTS. But if you're going for the SDS, kailangan nyo ng 6.0.
Right, right. Okay, so talking about the IELTS, for purposes of student visa application, hindi mandatory requirement yung IELTS. It's optional. It will be required kung gusto mong i-process under student direct stream. Yung student direct stream, this is priority processing stream. 30 days or less yung processing time, although recently may delay pero medyo nakabawi na sila ngayon. So on track na ulit yung student direct stream. Mas mataas yung chances ng approval through student direct stream. Para ma-qualify ka dito, dapat bayaran mo yung 1-year tuition, mag-open ka ng GIC account, and may IELTS ka dapat na walang mababa sa 6. And pwede yung general training or academic. Right? My question from Miss Christy. I think one of our student, ito Sir Alex sa UCW. Meron na siyang LOA for winter 2022 pero naka-file na yung application niya kaya lang wala pang result hanggang ngayon. That being the case, are you allowing to change the mode of study from campus to online for the first term? If yes, please share the process.
Okay, so far ang pwede pa lang mag-online yung mga wala pang decision is yung mga may foundation program. But if you're in direct MBA, kailangan nilang mag face-to-face na doon. So we can still defer to April intake kapag wala pa naman decision.
But it's too early pa naman, November pa lang. So
maaga pa.
I think si Miss Christie ay nag-apply under student direct stream. Nagkaroon kasi ng backlog sa Canadian side. Lahat ng student direct stream applications are being processed sa Canada. Although dito sa Manila yan support naka-file, pero yung office na nagpa-process ng SDS ay Canadian office. Dati ay Ottawa office lang yung nagpa-process. Pero dahil nagkaroon ng backlogs because of the influx ng mga Afghan refugees, yun yung lumalabas na dahilan. Recently, yung Edmonton office, nagpa-process na rin ng SDS. Kaya unti-unti nang lumalabas yung mga student direct stream applications. Ma'am Christy, palagay ko po this month lalabas yung result po ninyo. And hopefully, hindi na natin kailangan mag-defer. Alright? And just in case hindi lumabas, Sir Alex, pwede namang i-defer yun. No? We just need to inform.
Pwede man.
All right.
Just send an email to me so we can defer.
All right. Thank you. I hope we were able to answer your question, Ms. Christie. But if not, you may do a follow-up question. All right. Good ahead. Is there a show money involved going to Canada? All right. We don't want to call this show money kasi medyo superficial pagka show money. No? You need to have a proof of available funds to support your stay sa Canada. If you're applying for student visa, kailangan ma-convince mo ang visa officer na merong kang budget to cover at least 1 year tuition and 1 year living expenses. Ang 1 year living expenses, if you're single, that's 10,000 Canadian dollars. Yung tuition, it varies from one school to another. On the average, that's around 15,000 Canadian dollars. So if you're single, that's around 25,000 Canadian dollars or 1 million pesos. Yun yung amount na kailangan mo. So, there. All right. Is there any show money involved? Nasagot na ito. All right. You're welcome, Ms. Christie. All right. Okay, are there more questions? Let me check sa Facebook page or comment. Okay, if you have questions, those who are watching us live sa aming Facebook page, you may type in your question sa comment section. Ito, merong question. Possible pa po ba ang winter intake? Okay, dalawa yung issue dito, Ms. Kapinpin. Una, visa application process, palagay ko hindi ka naaabot sa January 2022 intake. Pagalawang issue, baka wala ng slots available for UCW. May slots available pa ba? Are you still accepting for January 2022 intake, Sir Alex?
Malabo na, no? Kasi ah, processing pa lang ng UL natin, baka umabot na siya ng end of the month. So let's go for the April intake na.
April or July yung ideal.
Yes, April or July. Yes.
All right. So there's another question, Sir Alex, about the insurance coverage ng UCW. Student lang kasi yung nagbayad ng insurance. Ang question is, kailan siya mag-take effect and pwede bang isama yung dependents niya doon sa insurance? Magbabayad na lang ng additional premium.
Pwede naman i-upgrade yun once na nandun na sila kung isasama yung family doon sa insurance. So once they arrive there, they need to just inform yung admissions kung paano i-upgrade yung insurance nila.
Hindi siya pwedeng i-upgrade, sir, before their flight para kailan ba nag-start yung coverage sa UCW?
Pwede naman. Pag nag-start na nung class doon mag-start But pwede naman siya just inform yung kung saan sila kumuha, kung kay GuardMe or sino insurance cover nila.
Okay.
Normal kasi kay GuardMe pag sa amin sa UCW. But if they have other provider, they could upgrade it before they could be flying to Canada.
Alright. So nag-start yung insurance coverage ng UCW kapag nag-start na yung class. This is important, no? Kung darating ka sa Canada 30 days before yung start ng class, that would mean dun sa first 30 days, wala kang coverage. Medyo nakakatakot yun. So kung within the first 30 days, nagkaroon ka ng medical emergency, baka maubos yung pera mo. No? Kaya, ang suggestion ng lagi dyan, nagkakaroon naman kami ng pre-departure orientation. No? We highly suggest, we strongly suggest that you get yourselves insurance coverage for the first, at least for the first 30 days para may coverage kayo. No? Or in case nung sa British Columbia, at least 3 months. No? Kasi yung MCIP, tama ba yung tawag sa British Columbia, yung healthcare program, mag-take effect lang yan after 3 months. No? So dapat kukuha ka ng insurance coverage na at least 3 months and mas maganda na kunin mo yan before ka umalis. Such that in the event na magkaroon ng medical emergencies, hindi mawawala yung dala-dala yung pera. Alright? Hindi ko kayo tinatakot, pero may mga cases na nagkaroon ng severe case ng COVID. Merong isang estudyante sa Ontario, nagkataon na may insurance coverage sila. Kaya lang na-max out yung coverage nila, kaya nangangailangan pa rin sila ng financial assistance. Meron din namang case na nangyari, walang coverage, walang insurance, nagkaroon ng medical emergency, naubos talaga yung pera. Kaya it is strongly recommended na kumuha kayo ng insurance coverage bago kayo umalis. Alright? So another question. I have relatives in Canada. They are located in Alberta. The other one is in Banff, while the other one is in Edmonton. They are already citizens. Is it fine to reside with them? According to them, there is the show money involved. How long would it take to get the residency? Okay, medyo maraming tanong ito. No? So, unang tanong, pwede ba kayong tumira sa kanila? Nasa pag-uusap nyo yan ng kamag-anak po ninyo. Kung payag po sila, then, pwede po. Allowed ba yan as far as the regulation is concerned? Wala naman pong problema po doon. Alright. May show money involved ba? Yes, definitely. Although we don't want to call that show money, you need to show proof na meron kang settlement funds. How long would it take to get the permanent residency? Depende po yan. Ang basic requirement para maging permanent resident ka is for you to be able to gain at least 1 year eligible Canadian work experience. Meron ng basis siya ng application for permanent residency. If it's under express entry, Canadian experience class, usually within 6 months lang yung processing yan upon invitation. Alright? I hope I was able to answer that question. Pero kung hindi malinaw, please do a follow-up question. Alright. How about July intake for hospitality management? Open pa po. may hospitality management ba, sir, yung ano? UCW?
Oh, we only
Bachelor
have
degree, no?
bachelor's in commerce
Mhm.
or in bachelor of business communication.
All right. So open pa po ba ito for July? Definitely open pa to, no?
Oh, yes. Mhm.
Need po ba ng bachelor degree 4 years or eligible po sa 2 years diploma kapag undergraduate po ng hospitality management 1 SEM dito sa Philippines? Kung doon, may 1 SEM din ng BSBA. To sa amin, 1-year college lang. Alright, 1-year college, eligible ba siya sa, ano bang tinatanong niya? Sa 2 years diploma? Related ito doon sa tanong kanina, no? Yung Associate of Arts na program ng University Canada West, applicable lang yan kung recently graduate ka ng grade 12. So, doon sa scenario na binigay dito na graduate ng old curriculum, naka 1 SEM ng isang program, another 1 SEM ng another program, it would appear na hindi siya eligible doon sa Associate of Arts. Tama ba yan, Sir Alex?
Yes, pero pwede siyang kung ilang taon kaya itong si Marjorie yan. Baka pwede pa siya mag-apply ng bachelor's program natin kahit na old curriculum because of the age na.
Yeah, kasi kaya lang tinatanong niya yung siya diploma. So yeah, instead of diploma, mas ideal yung bachelor's degree.
O mas ideal nga sa kanya kasi old curriculum, 29 na pala si Ma'am Marjorie. So definitely hindi na pwede doon sa Associate of Arts natin. So much more advisable to take up yung ating bachelor's program.
Bachelor's, yeah. Mas better yung bachelor's program.
Yes.
Makikredit ba, sir, yung dalawa niyang semesters? May courses ba doon na makikredit?
Depends sa grade niya. Tsaka depende dun sa subject kung may makredit. Hopefully may makredit doon sa kanyang BSBA.
Yeah. Possible po. Alright, sige po. Kung hindi malinaw, Miss Marjorie, yung sagot, gawa na lang ang follow-up question. Alright, may another question. If you already got insurance here in the Philippines, is it fine if you have like manual or sunlight light insurance or full life? All right. So to clarify, yung insurance na pinag-uusapan natin dito is yung medical insurance for medical emergencies. Ngayon, kung may insurance ka na dito, if it's yung tipong life insurance or VUL, hindi yan yung kailangan po ninyo for the medical emergencies. So merong specific type ng insurance for medical emergencies, yung medical insurance, yun po medical or travel insurance na interchangeable yun. Yun yung kailangan nyo pong kunin, hindi yung life insurance pa. Alright? Alright, nagkaintindihan na tayo ni Miss Marjorie. So bachelor's degree yan, kukunin niya sa UCW. Alright, do we have more questions? Let me check sa Facebook. Okay, nasagot na. Alright. Right, Sir Alex, mukhang nasagot na natin yung mga questions. Baka meron kang final remarks to give sa ating mga attendees and those who are watching us live sa Facebook page. Go ahead. Nawala ulit si Sir Alex.
Yan, okay na. Yan.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much who attended this webinar. Sana I will be seeing your applications through Sir Apple. Everything's getting loose now. Nagpe-face-to-face na tayo in Canada. Kahit naman dito sa Pilipinas, sa wakas nawala na yung face shield. All right, so hopefully, you will be applying, taking up the opportunity to study at UCW. All right.
All right, thank you, Sir Alex. And for those who might be interested in dun sa cost, magkano ba yung consultancy fee, magkano yung mga other costs involved like the visa fees, medical, biometrics, VFS. If you want to receive a detailed breakdown ng expenses through email, all you need to do is sign up dito sa aming website. Nandiyan po naka-flash sa screen. live.gatewaytocanada.com/sign. Fill out nyo lang po yung form, submit. Make sure na tama yung email address na ilalagay po ninyo. As soon as you submitted yung form, check nyo po yung email inbox, spam, or promotions folder. Nandiyan dyan po, matatanggap nyo yung detailed breakdown ng expenses. And for those of you who might have a follow-up questions after this, pwede po kayong mag-book ng appointment through our appointment page. No, pili lang po kayo ng case manager na assign sa inyo, and then we will be happy to answer po yung mga questions po ninyo. Pero may mga pahabol na questions, Sir Alex. Strict po ba ang Canadian Embassy in terms of job history here in the Philippines? Hindi ko masasabing strict. It's just that be truthful doon sa application. Pag hiningan ka ng work history, kung ano yung actual work history mo, yun lang yung isulat mo. May mga instances na nagsasubmit sila ng employment history na hindi naman totoo. Tapos kapag hinanapan ng proof like yung SSS contribution through that company, hindi makapag-produce. So hindi siya makakatulong kung mag-i-invento po tayo ng work history. So pwede natin sabihin na strict. Alright? So another question from Facebook Live. Where can we check the courses available in UCW? What if I didn't graduate and only took the course for 2 years? Am I qualified? Miss Pau, based doon sa profile niyo po, I think qualified po kayo sa bachelor's degree. You may email us sa admission@gatewaytocanada.com and we will be happy to assist you po doon sa admission application. Alright? So, since wala na pong mga questions at nasagot na natin lahat ng inyong mga tanong, ang next step po ninyo is from here, you decide kung mag-apply po ba kayo on your own or you want to hire us. If you want to hire us, sign na po kayo sa form para matanggap niyo po yung detailed breakdown ng expenses. Kung may mga tanong, book lang po kayo ng appointment. Kung interested po kayong mag-aral sa University Canada West, you simply have to get in touch, book kayo ng appointment or send us an email sa admission@gatewaytocanada.com and then we will be happy to assist you po dun sa admission application. Alright, maraming salamat po sa inyo. Ingat po tayong lahat. Bye!
Bye!
Thank you, Sir Alex.
Thank you!
Okay.